Today we're going to be working with type in a path. And with that, by default, Illustrator is going to put in some Lorem Ipsum fake text. However, to make it a little bit more fun, here's a website we're going to be using, and you can kind of have your own little personality with that. So whether you like Game of Thrones, or you're a carnivore like me, you can use one of these funny ones. So here is the bacon ipsum cupcakes. Maybe you're a very sweet student, or you love your science classes here at Southern Lee, and you could use space ipsum. So on your own time, you can go through and look at some of those that kind of maybe make this a little bit more fun. So as soon as we fill our shape with text, the text box is going to go away. So if we want to have an extra text box behind there to make it show up, we can click on our shape, Control C to copy, Control F or Control V to paste, and so now I have two right on top of each other. However, I'm going to want that back one to be a little bit larger. So to do that, I want to use, so I want to put that up there. So we can use Alt-Shift, and that's going to keep the same parameters when we want to resize our hexagon a little bit. So as you can see, it's being resized exactly right. Okay. If I don't do that and I just try to grab the corner and resize it, there's just no way for me to go and kind of do that correctly. So remember, our favorite thing ever, Control Z to redo. So now we want to add our text. If we wanted to, we could go ahead and preset whatever size we wanted. Okay. And here's the tricky part. You would think with this that you don't want to wait till it says type on path, but you actually do. Okay. And now we have all of the text in there. Okay, so this is my Lorem Ipsum test. All right, so I went to my Lorem Ipsum and I'm going to do TV pop culture. So I highlighted the text. I come over here, double click, delete, and Control V to paste. Okay, and now I have my information there. I can also adjust that if I need to. Like I said, I can pull the text box out. Hold the Alt-Shift to resize. So now I have a good border on there. So again, so to do a text fill, that's area type. So we need to be sure that we are in area type. But if you try to go and just click in the middle for the text fill, you're going to get the error message. So that's why you have to wait with your text fill till it says path. Click on there, and then there you are. Now another neat thing that we can do is we can also go and add columns at this point. Okay, so to edit the text more, we could go back to type on a path, and we can double click on the area type tool. Okay, and now we get some area type options here. As you see, we can adjust columns, and I always like to check preview on there to see how that looks. So we can adjust columns. We can adjust the gutter, which is the spacing in between there. And as you notice now, that lets us see that we have an overflow there. Okay, so there are a lot of different options that we can do. We can also work on our inset. Okay, that will maybe make it be a little bit more inside that exact border that we may want to use. All right, so I had a little fun. I'm going to draw two places I want to put text. The first one, I'm just going to do my text tool. I want to draw a circle, which is my ellipse. But I can kind of tell by looking at this that it's not an exact circle. Otherwise, I could have held down my Shift key when I was doing this to make sure it was a perfect, exact circle. Okay. And then second, I want to draw inside the baseball. So for this project, I'm going to go and use the paintbrush tool. I have it on smooth to make that a little bit easier. Okay, so now I have two places that I want to fill with text. Control C. Area type tool. Okay, I'm going to make sure we're on our type. Okay, then I can do backwards delete. And yes, that is the Elton John classic in the background, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Okay, so I've got my text here. Okay, so again, if I want to go and make this into columns, I can double click the type tool. I can change it into 2 columns and adjust the gutter. Okay, and so maybe now I want to adjust the text a little bit. And see if we can make that a little bit bigger, and it's almost perfect now. Kind of the same thing with the baseball. Now another thing that you can do is when you actually click on some of these Lorem Ipsum generators, you can actually tell it how many paragraphs of text that you want, which is important maybe if you're doing a magazine layout or something like that. So again, I can just copy that, and then I can go over here to my text tool, area type, and a path. So remember, I can't just click it in the middle. That's not going to work. I have to go and click it on the path, and there we have it. So by default, it's generating the Lorem Ipsum, which I can just do delete, Control V to paste, and then I have my baseball field shape.